Yeah, that makes sense.
And I couldn't, because this time you didn't go like that. It wasn't on the spring. Each time you had to wrap it round and.
And because it was crystallised, you had to break it
I
up.
couldn't- No, yeah,
You
but
got to
trying
break
to
it up.
start it. But now you got them on springs, only boom.
Oh yeah.
This time you had to keep wrapping it around, pull it again.
Until.
Oh, and it wouldn't start, and I could hear the guns firing, and I thought, and I could hear the radio going, because I couldn't, we had batteries, and I couldn't answer. But shh.
Because you're trying to answer back,
But I can't. I had no power.
so you had to keep
No
doing
power,
that.
and you couldn't have the generator inside to keep on, because the fumes would kill you, wouldn't they? Of the generator.
Yeah.
So we had to have the generator. So I go, and my fingers were cold, and it was so cold it wouldn't start. I thought, I'm in such serious trouble here.
If
I
you
really
can't
am
get
serious
it,
trouble. Boom. All of a sudden, it was all flying. Boom, 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 boom,
And then-
boom, boom. Then it went. I got on the air. Hello, whatever it was, Newcastle 1.
Yeah.
Report. How you read me over? Read your fives and clear. Da da da. It was fine, you know.
Yeah.
But if you look, that was the night of the Battle of the Hook. I think it was October. Was it 53? You got it there?
No, I'm recording you.
Oh.
Ah.
And it was Battle of the Hook. If you put it on there, Battle of the Hook, you'll see it.
Yeah, yeah, I will.
And that was, and the Jenny started. And but remember, the night was so crystal. You know when you get that clear air,
Mm.
and all this millions and millions of stars, because it was so clear the air. But and I could hear all the
Boom, boom.
all the mortar bombs landing on the hook and things like that. And I didn't realise what a pounding they was getting. And that was it. If you look it up on there, Battle of the Hook.
We will.
Oh, by the way, since you were in the national service, you did get paid, right?
Oh yeah. When I first went there, I got £1 a week.
Oh.
£1. But that was the average wage was about
Relevant
three.
to the
The
day,
average
I
wage was
suppose.
about £3,
Oh.
and I got paid £1. Then it went up to £2, I think. By the time I came out of the army, I was what they called a 5-star soldier.
Oh.
5 stars. I didn't have to pass any exams. And I was getting £3 10 shillings. And for fighting in Korea, I got £82 bounty.
Take home.
£82 bounty, which was in 53 was a lot
Where's
of money,
that
wasn't
now?
it?
Oh,
What?
money, huh?
Where's
£82 bounty in 19. The average wage was say £4.
Yeah.
So it was what
So the
4
average
into 80 would be 20 times, wouldn't it? So 20 times. Say the average wage is 300 now. 20 times 300 would be £6,000.
Huh?
No, it wasn't £6,000. It wasn't 6. It would be worth, I suppose, about I don't know, a couple of £1,000 now.
Yeah.
A couple of thousand.
Today.
It was called a bounty. I didn't get it till I went home.
So it's 1,000 times.
Yeah,
what
so
you-
yeah.
It's 1,000 times relevant.
Bounty for
Right.
bounty.
Okay.
It was bounty, yeah.
So you were earning £1
But remember, I never spent any money for a year.
Mm-hmm.
because you have nowhere to spend it.
It's like being in that field. If you can have £10 million,
Yeah.
but you can't buy anything. There's nothing to buy, can you?
No. So you
And you
saved
got free
all-
cigarettes, and I didn't smoke.
So you saved.
You got free cigarettes. You got 50 cigarettes a week in tins. And then you got a menu called C rations. American C rations. You got bone chicken,
Yeah.
toilet paper, matches, 4 cigarettes.
What did you do with the cigarettes you were given?
I just
Wait.
really,
He traded. He bartered.
Did you buy?
we played cards with it. I'll
betting.
raise you 1,000 cigarettes.
Oh.
So, but also we had a Korean guy with us when we were down the line. He would do our washing, and you'd give him
Some cigarettes for the
you'd
washing.
give him like 300 cigarettes, and he would go to Saul and sell the cigarettes.
Mm-mm.
He'd go to Saul and he would sell the
It was
cigarettes.
bartering for service.
Yeah. He would, and he would smash it against the rocks, get the stuff clean. But of course, that was back down the line. When he was in the line, you get.
You didn't
And
do that, no.
so, but I didn't think it. Looking back now, again, I didn't view it as being bad.
It wasn't.
I didn't view it. I viewed it. That was it. Like Bill said today, I viewed it.
As part of.
That's how it was.
That was how it was.
Yeah.
That was it. I didn't view it as look what they're doing to me, and because everyone else
Yeah, everyone else was doing it.
was doing it, and
Yeah.
there was lots of fun there as well.
You're in it together,
Yeah.
so there's no one.
I remember
doing
this
something.
American. We were swapping, and the Sten gun, British Sten gun, which was terrible, and it cost the equivalent of $1 maybe, and so I fired his carbine, and he fired it. He went, man, that's the sweetest $1 worth I've ever seen. So we swapped guns. I took his carbine, and he had my Sten gun. Carbine was much better,
Yeah.
and so I didn't. viewing it now, it's, oh, terrible. It wasn't terrible
At the time.
because
Relevant.
it was relevant at the time. We all, and you know, we laughed. You joked and you made jokes and you read books and read an awful lot.
And it's an adventure.
Yeah, and I said we had a radio, of course. Being the radio hut, we could tune into the radio, and we used to tune into the radio. And one it was the March of Dimes. Give a dime today for a Korean orphanage. It's the
What
March.
was your favourite song again?
Oh, there's lots of
Really?
There's a good song.
favourite songs at the
March
time.
of Dimes for Korean orphans. Really?
Yeah, they sing. This is the March of Dimes. Give a dime today for a Korean orphanage. So the March of Dimes. So in other words,
In the British radio stations?
no, we picked up the American radio because I was on the radio.
So you
The
can-
We
American
never had
radio.
we never had a British radio station. Only the Americans had their own radio station. Yeah, this is songs was way back home. We were we used to laugh at the Americans, being all sentimental. You know, we weren't. And but it was like going camping with your dad maybe for a year. Imagine going camping with your dad.
Shooting guys.
yeah. No, imagine going camping for a year and
Yeah, an expedition. Sort
yeah,
of
but the trouble
adventure.
is sometimes you run out of food because they wouldn't bring. No food was coming up.
So you had to ration.
Yeah, food. And you had these sea rations most of the time, which is a pack like that, like you go and buy a super, bit of chicken or meat wrapped in almost wasn't this toilet paper, cigarettes, matches, maybe a piece of cake or something like that. But then my mum sent me a big parcel at Christmas. Oh, and on Christmas '52, we had the highest ranking general in British Korea come and see us because we was the most forward of the British soldiers in Korea, and he come and see us, and yeah, and he come and see us, and I had this big parcel. So, will I come to tea, sir? Yes, I'll join you, lads. And so, you know, his gloves rolled back, and he had this cavalier overcoat on, his hat, boots, brown boots, glistening. You know, he really looked smart. He did. And how are you finding it, lads? Getting tougher? All right, sir. Well, chin up. You know.
What did you guys think of MacArthur?
He was gone by the time I think I got there, wasn't he, MacArthur? Was he?
He was
might
fired.
have just been there. I think General MacArthur.
Mm-hmm.
No, when I got he was General.
Eisenhower?
No. General. No, the general took over from him. It's another general. I don't think MacArthur, because MacArthur wanted to drop the atom bomb, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And they took him away. They took him. It was another general. I forget who. There was a man they called Iron Guts. Somebody.
That was his nickname.
Yeah, another
Iron
general,
Guts.
Iron Guts. Someone. I'm trying to think who the other American general was. As I said to General, I forget. It was another general. American took over.
But nevertheless, what did you think of MacArthur?
I didn't give it a thought, quite honestly. Although you've got to remember, he pulled a masterstroke, didn't he? The Incheon landings.
Mm-hmm.
He pulled a masterstroke. There's Korea, and we were down here, and there was the Chinese. What he did, he landed all the troops there at Incheon and cut Korea in half, so they was all trapped.
Oh yeah.
It was a masterstroke, really. He really landed,
Intelligent.
and it had
Strategy.
a 15-foot tide. This place called Incheon had a 15-foot tide, so they had to time it.
Perfectly.
And there's British Marines there, and they had to time. But strangely, when they got there, they took it without almost a shot being fired. But nevertheless, they managed to land it so much, and they just cut it in half. So it was a masterstroke. When was it? 1951? Was it late 51? I think.
50.
General. But that was it. So as I'm talking, I'm remembering things that
September.
September for 1950, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I wasn't there then.
You were 53, weren't you?
No, I went there 52.
52.
Because MacArthur sat, because he really did that to Truman, didn't he? Truman had to go and see him rather than him go and see Truman, and he fired him. But he got a hero's welcome, didn't he? Ticker tape in New York, and do you know he'd not been back to America for something like 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
He'd not lived in America for 30 odd years. He'd been in Manila. And you know that photograph of him walking up the beach? I've read the story. He walked up the beach. His famous picture of him with a cob pipe in his mouth, walking up the beach. With when he left Manila, he said, "I shall return." Okay, and they had a picture of him walking up the beach. But that was a mistake. The boat wouldn't land, so he had to get in the water, and he cursed and shouted. And the guy took a photograph. Of course, what? And it's really, he cursed and shouted. He had to walk up the sea, but of course, it became a famous photograph that he's walking up the beach in the
like a holiday brochure.
Well, yeah, like he's returning, walking up the beach or walking, and yet he was actually fuming. He was actually fuming, but then it took.
Yeah.
And but he hadn't been back to America for 30 years, MacArthur. When the Japanese took Manila and all that, and he was Southeast Asia, he never went back to America. So he was going to run for president, wasn't he? He thought he was going to be president.
He's going to win back.
The reason they sacked him, he wanted to drop the atom bomb on North Korea. Had he done so, it would have been
catastrophic.
Would have been catastrophic. Russia would have done it, but it was. So as you talk, you remember things, don't you?
You have to all write it down and finish your essay. I'm urging him to finish his essay.
I've
got another piece I want to fit in there. Yeah, I'll do.
A bit more of the biography.
Let's get this week over, and I think I'll cut everything else out and just do.
The key to it is to write it down when you remember it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, sometimes if I'm writing, it comes.
That's true too.
Inspiration, story, author.